All right. And all you guys out there that are like, oh no, Neeb, rip. He's still in the losers bracket, guys, and I think we'll see a little bit more Neeb coming up, I'm sure. He's too good to get eliminated this early, I think. On the far left of Golden Wall, we've got the Team Liquid player repping that liquid blue for the TSL. It is TLO.
And his opponent over here on the right-hand side, seeing if he can indeed go all the way from the window to the wall here and back it up with another win against an active pro gamer, the best commentator, the most passionate one of us all, the ultimate degen. He is Rotterdam. The only man who's sick enough to ladder for 12 hours straight off a 14-hour flight. Every single time he comes back from an event. He's sick. There's something wrong with him.
Is indeed. Chat's asking, what about this series? What about that series? Guys, we are just grabbing whatever series is available. Like, if we are not in that series, it's because it is not available. It's in the middle of a game.
There's always someone who's like...
to me and Pig talk for 15 minutes about whatever, then yes, we could do that, potentially. But we are here to cast StarCraft, so casting StarCraft is what we're doing. That's exactly it.
Yeah, there's always someone who's like, oh, but I really want to see X Players game. We appreciate it. And don't get me wrong, guys, we have fans as well. You can always shout it out, oh, I'd love if you guys could cast X game. We don't mind that. But yeah, if you ask us, are you going to cast? It's like, we could do that, and we could have 20-minute downtime of us talking about nothing, like Maynard said. And I mean, we'll have as much fun as we can during that. Thankfully, you know, I've seen some people have some pretty bad downtimes in the past, but I think, oh no. This is, Rotterdam is going to go Sky Toss. Maynard is backdoor, take his third there. Okay, this is going to get weird. So Roddy, I'm pretty sure that's what he'll do, because basically whenever Roddy sees something that he thinks could be aggressive, so you can take your gas like 6 seconds earlier than normal as a Zerg, and Roddy will build a forge, 2 cannons, and a shield battery. Like if there's a man who does not like dying to all-ins, it's Rotterdam. And I think on this map, he already likes going Sky Toss and using the backdoor expansions and just defending this wall off. So I think he's going to be very overly careful this game. And TLO, if he just explodes into economy, he could be in a good spot.
Yeah, I mean, he's already got a good edge in that economy explosion with that gold base being taken. And TLO hasn't taken that third hatchery just yet. We are heading past that point when you normally would.
Oh, okay, he goes for it now. Good. I was about to say, he's also mining out this middle path. This is something you want to do if you take this. So if Roddy goes for that backdoor expansion, TLO can still attack down here. He's just opened it up, and he can actually launch an assault onto that low ground third base. I do like that Roddy has a probe hidden in the top left. He's going to proxy... He can proxy a gateway up there for a charge lot all-in later. And TLO knows this. I think he's died to it before, because that Zerg is checking every corner like it's Jaedong in 2013. But he's not watching! TLO's not watching! Oh, that's an old man mistake. I do that every game. Oh, no. No, and he goes back and checks again, but he didn't check the right corner.
Again. Yeah.
No! Oh.
Feels bad, man. Feels bad. Yeah, I mean, you look at this series and you're like, oh, you know, Roddy had a flash on the pan victory against Neeb yesterday. Surely he's not favored against TLO. I agree. But there is actually a world where Rotterdam can win against TLO. He's done it before, you know.
Yeah, he beat him in a WCS qualifier, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
It was like a challenger qualifier or something.
I remember even more impressive to me is Rotterdam did a 24-hour stream, and his last ladder game, after playing ladder for 24 hours, 100 and something ladder games were played on that stream, back to back to back to back to back. His last game was against TLO, and he won.
That's actually insane. That is like...
Yes.
People don't quite understand like the legend of Roddy, you know? It's like...
Yeah, if you're freshly slept and you feel like $1 million, it's still hard to beat TLO. So,
yeah.
You know.
Oh my god, look at these cannons at the back. I was talking about Super Turtle. TLO has scared the shit out of Roddy. Roddy's like, I've seen the middle is open with my Phoenix, and I am going to sit here in my corner making carriers on 2 base. If TLO plays overly safe, it's great for Roddy. But I think TLO, if he can get a good read on this and realize how turtly Roddy's being, TLO's just got to get 70 drones as quickly as possible. He's already got the fastest 1-1 upgrades of all time. And I'll tell you what, if you get 2-2 Hydras against carriers that only have a +1 attack upgrade, oh man, it actually ruins them. Oh, it's a corner base?
Yeah, I've been seeing this a little bit more from Roddy lately whenever I watch his PVZs. Whenever he feels like the Zerg's got him compressed into a 2 base, he just gets the corner.
Yeah. That is something I'd actually forgotten that. That's his go-to. He's done that to me many times before. And it's always something. Yeah, he's got his playbook. He has a very deep playbook in this matchup. He's really got two styles that I would call Rotti a massive expert at. It's just mass Phoenix into the DT opening, and it's Sky Toss, Turtle Sky Toss off of Phoenixes. Both of these openings, he has so many weird twists and turns in his play. And
Is that a
in this
fucking Tempest?
He's like, how dare you mine from that gold base? Now that gold base, it actually will mine out and open up the back door in about a minute and a half. But he's going to get there well before then. And even though the main is open, it's going to take Queens forever to get down here. This absolute chat of a Tempest is like, you know I one-shot drones, right? Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Back to two-base economy.
He's playing Golden Wall to the utmost degree here.
You got to go.
This Tempest.
Window to the wall,
he
man.
Still wants mined out.
Oh, you can't. No, you can't do that. Roddy's on hold position. You cannot get the mining there, TLO. TLO, you need to drop a fourth base yesterday. You're not going to get mining on this base.
TLO is trying so hard to get through.
Oh, they come around there. The spores. Oh, okay. I forgot. TLO's brain is so much larger than mine. I always forget about the middle. This map still breaks my brain. I feel like I'm 800 MMR lower on this map because I don't think about this. TLO, this is like his natural habitat. He's like, I love island maps and maps with weird wall-offs and shit. Like, oh.
Over a spore caller. Bold move there from Rotterdam. He does get a queen, but at the cost of Phoenix.
This is keeping TLO occupied while that corner base is up. And you know what? The more occupied you are dealing with shit like this, the less you're thinking about that corner base, right? The less you're thinking about scouting it. Now, there's Corruptors out. He's still on just Mass Phoenix. He's starting his first carrier now. Those air upgrades, Roddy, oh my god, he's so on point with chrono boosting those. He's going to have the fastest +3 of all time. He's just got to be really careful with defending his two base and really camping it out. Would be nice if he catches a few Corruptors on their own coming out as well.
Yeah, getting some Corruptors on their own is nice. TLO is actually going for the Carapace upgrade on the Corruptors as well, so they are going to be extra tanky against these Phoenixes with their attack upgrades. But, that main base left wide open, and Roddy finds a lot of damage there without losing anything. Yeah,
TLO's only on 54 drones, and really that corner base is the problem. Because TLO, he likes playing this lower economy style and saying, it's fine, I'm going to have the sickest Queen Hydra Corruptor push of all time. Uh-oh, the Zergling. Top left, the Zergling. Uh-oh.
The Corruptors are like, my bladder's feeling full. I gotta pick a point on the map to just relieve myself.
I've been drinking a lot of Mountain Dew all morning, and I knew there was a reason. I didn't know why at the time, but I was filling up the bladder, filling up the tank for a reason. The Phoenix here coming in and saying, hey, let's punish. We know we're going to lose that base. Let's see if we can punish him in the main and the natural while it's going down. One Phoenix falls, another Phoenix falls. Oof. Every Phoenix that goes down is a loss. Quick recall. Stack the probes and recall. Let's go, Roddy. Get out. Stack on the minerals. He's not going to...
He's going to save... He does save all the probes there and that tucked away in the corner. So the radius just big enough there for the recall. But that Nexus obviously going down means Roddy is mining on two bases again. And his army is... the supply block also hurts because he's trying to get up a good counter carriers. At the moment, he has one. So he's going to go up to 4. It feels like TLO can really just get a lot of Corruptors out next round and kind of just overwhelm the air army of Roddy. Like, these Phoenixes are not going to be able to handle +1 Carapace Corruptors too well.
You know what? With the air upgrades, they're actually not bad. There's a bit of an arms race there because he's going to be +3 versus +1 armor by the time that fight happens. So the Phoenix will actually do a lot better versus the Corruptors than they should if the upgrades weren't so insane. Roddy is one of the guys where those upgrades do mess with the maths, but I don't think that's worth it. A few too many Phoenixes go down there. And like I said, those are important units here. A bust on the front. He's peeing on the Cybercore. He wants to stop Roddy getting +3. Ooh, he does have to cancel it, though. The carriers come forward. Where are the Phoenix? Those cannons are adding a lot of damage, but the ground units are tanking it right now. Those Phoenix not quite here, and the carriers are in big trouble.
Yeah, the Phoenixes show up to try and get rid of these Corruptors, which they will, thankfully, but at the cost of a few carriers for Rotterdam. He lost a couple there at the front. And he also lost a Void Ray at some point. So Rotterdam losing a bit of that wall in. Didn't lose the Cybercore, thankfully, so it looks like +3 will keep coming. And he will eventually get that +3 attack. So that is an edge for Rotterdam for sure. But I'm still worried about his longevity in this game because TLO's kind of got the whole map. And this base down here to the south, no static defense there just yet. So these Link's going to get a little bit of chip damage.
I love the Void Ray. If he can get just a couple Void Rays out, that'll be great. He's also adding Flux Veins, adds some maneuverability. This third base is so important, of course. Roddy's economy is actually higher in workers than TLO. It's just TLO has more bases and has had more bases for a while now.
Yeah, so it's mining more gas and similar minerals.
Yeah, the problem for TLO here is his army is not amazing, right? He didn't go for +2 carapace, and it's also the Hydras. They do hit an expiry date of usefulness as the carrier count grows, and then potentially if Storm comes in. Now, that being said, Roddy will never make Storm in this game. He will.
He has Nemo.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen. He will try to push before Storm. If the opponent's getting the proper counter to the Sky Toss units, he wants to leverage these upgrades, take the carrier fights, and that's exactly what he's looking for. But he's got a recall. He does not have the farming right now.
The carriers are exposed. The Hydra's jumping on top of them there with the Corruptors. The Phoenixes come on in, but the carrier count just disappears.
That's a good engage. Yeah, a good engage. I think he thought TLO was about to jump up to that late game counter. He picked his timing, said, look, I got +3 attack versus +1 armor. I think now's the moment where you're probably going 80, 90 drones. He wasn't. TLO was still massing units, gearing up for his next attack. And Roddy actually just gifted him the engage by going across. The problem, of course, the limited information that Rotterdam had in this game after getting pushed back in all these fights. So from here, it's a long shot for Roddy. He's still got some minerals. He's going to go Robotics Bay. So he's going to add some disruptors to try to deal with the Hydras.
Yeah, disruptors here. I mean, will he get there is the big question, and will it matter when he gets there? As TLO is heading towards that point where his economy is going to have just that massive influx. He's on 79 now. He was at 50 odd or 60 odd, but that is a very healthy late game Zerg mining force there. He's out mining the minerals quite a bit versus Protoss. Hold that thought. We actually have an engagement here for Rotterdam. He's feeling the pressure. He wants to stop the Zerg army from getting to his natural, because it is pretty much lights out for Rotterdam if TLO cracks this position.
And the carrier's going down. Yeah, not in range of the shield battery too well, though. Bit of miss micro there from Roddy. He was already up against the wall in such a hard position. And yeah, TLO even bringing 2 spores into that fight. Creep spread covering the entire map. I really...
Gold.
Yeah. That's just TLO wants to take advantage, man. Says gold bases are good for Zerg players. Let's go.
He is letting Rotterdam know who is the top and who is the bottom in this relationship.
This hatchery is the asserting dominance.
Yeah.
Gets in.
This is the TLO saying that this is the Team Liquid Star League, not the Twitch Streamer Star League.
Hydra's coming in, snipe the 4th base. Roddy's made some epic comebacks before, so he will kind of hang in there and try to fight from behind. It's going to be very difficult though. TLO, 77 workers. Hydra's still running all about the map. Infestation bit +2 armor, carapace, progressing the tech up on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bases is TLO. Carrier in the open, the 3 Chads come forward. Answer with a bit of prismatic alignment. I'd love to see a big old ball. Big old ball, big old ball, big old ball. Let's go, go, go. Disruptor Roddy. You know you want to.
He's worried about the Corruptors. He actually loses another big unit there.
Ouch. Prismatic alignment wears off, and the Corruptors say, let's get that carrier. Take a bit of a fight there. The Disruptor runs down there and says,
Disruptor.
I'm an air unit.
Oh, no.
Trust TLO to be the guy to kick a guy right in the ball there. Doesn't even let him explode. And it does end up going down. So, yeah, I mean, Roddy's dead at this point. But I want to talk about a bit the things TLO did right. The creep spread. He said, oh, you're just turtling with air units and Phoenix? Like, the creep spread was very consistent and gave him a lot of vision, a lot of movement. The Spore Crawl is running through the middle to defend his gold base. Genius move. I still think that was worth it for Roddy, the Tempest. I think it was a great move. Killed a bunch of drones, denied mining. But obviously just taking advantage. TLO realizing at a certain point, why are you not trying to move down to take the 3rd? Because he was camping that low ground with Zerglings the whole time. And at a certain point he said, wait, you haven't even mined out these minerals? Oh, and it like just, you could see the light bulb going on in TLO's head. Zergling started checking the corners, found that base. And that was very crucial. I think if Roddy got even 1 more minute of mining on that 3rd, he was going to be in a very hard to defeat position.
Yeah. It felt like an uphill struggle no matter what once TLO sort of picked up what Rotterdam was putting down. Once he was eating what Rotterdam was cooking. He was like, okay. He's like, I have the play here. And he was not wrong.
You said what Rotterdam was cooking. I'm just imagining Roddy's cooking skills. And I'm like, if I like somehow had a wizard spell to just force Roddy to be like my cook in my house, I'm pretty sure I'd be eating French fries with mayonnaise like every meal.
French fry man. He'd be like, "Do you have a deep fryer?"
It's like, oh, we'll have to do oven fries, all right. And I'm like, okay, Kev, like
oven fries.
Kev, can we have something besides fries? Like I know you weren't trained as a professional cook. It's like you get breakfast, it's just fries and milk in a bowl. You're like, okay, Roddy, you're fucking fired. I don't I'm gonna release you from my spell. This is doing dark, terrible things to my health. But yeah, Roddy, I like the build. I think even if he says he's not playing that well, I think he played it pretty well. Went for the corner base. I do think he was a little bit overly afraid of the front hatch from TLO, and I don't think you need to go such a quick forge and cannons, because I think that just broadcasts what you're doing. Obviously, it gives him security. It's part of Roddy's build, as it makes him feel safe to kind of just go up to the next step. Didn't quite work out. I do want to just say a very quick couple of thank yous to supporters of the stream. Thank you, Litany of Fear, Blaze Veretta, No Money for the subs and the cheer, Nuke War for the big cheer there, as well as Darox for the big $25 tip. Thank you so much, guys. As a TL fan, I always thought it was great that TLO's name has the team abbreviation right there. Team Liquid One. Yeah. Also,
One.
the Team Liquid One. Also 200. Well, he is the chosen one. He's been with Team Liquid for over 10 years. So it is, in fact, a true science fact.
It is actually the longest relationship a player has had with a team in esports history.
True
It's not
that.
happened before. It's something that TLO can say that he is definitely the first of, as far as esports history goes. And speaking of which, the top left, it is the man in question rocking that TL blue. It is TL. Whoa, the Wunderwunsch.
And his opponent down here on the bottom right-hand side, the caster with so much passion that he's actually germinated the entire European scene with a second wave of talent coming up and coming of age in 2020. It is Rotterdam. Whole bunch of 16 and 17-year-old players starting to really take over in a lot of the tournaments in the last year or two.
The seeds that Rotterdam's planted around the world finally giving fruit.
Takes a while, but playing the long game as always. Roddy, one of the most passionate casters. Maintains a very high MMR, about 6.2k MMR on the EU server right now.
Actually had an MMR personal best recently.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Probably like rank 30 GM or something, I would imagine.
Something like that.
Pretty damn high.
It was like nearly 6'3", I think he was. Or maybe it was 6'3".
God damn.
But I saw it on Twitter. Oh, it's unfortunate for Roddy losing that probe to the drones of TLO there in the main.
Oh, I didn't catch that. I was watching this. And it's a 3H before pool. Oh, TLO. Because it's a Nexus first. He knows that when Roddy sends a probe scout that early, it's a Nexus first. Yeah. So Roddy he's got builds he's been doing for a long time. And you can tell, like, so some people are going to go, oh, wow, so Roddy's so counterable because so predictable. Ha! So this is a thing. If a pro gamer respects you enough to fear you enough to actually know your builds and have preset counters for them, that's like the moment you have gone beyond making it as a caster player. Like, watching it, I'm like, oh my god, TLO knows all your builds and it has pre-planned counters. Like, that's insane. There's like low-level pro gamers people go into and they're like, this guy's nowhere near as good as me. I'll just play standard. I won't even like be thinking about what his builds are.
Yeah.
TLO knows exactly the tells without even seeing what's coming. He goes, oh, probe scout that early means Nexus first. I'll counter it with 3H before pool. Lovely to see such respect from TLO.
I mean, they do face each other on ladder a fair bit on Europe, so these guys have played each other so many times. I would say dozens at least. Literally dozens. So.
Many. Probably hundreds at this point on that EU ladder, I would imagine.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe not as much these days, since it is obviously a Journadian TLO.
Is there 2 holes in Rotterdam's wall?
No, wait. That does look kind of weird. No, but that is solid.
The side floor in the Twilight Council? That's solid?
That I know it looks like it's... Fuck.
Okay.
I can't... It should be solid, because the Twilight kind of looks smaller than most 3x3 structures, but...
Yeah, Rotterdam thinks it's not a wall. The Roddy walls. They are legend.
Yeah, I mean, every Zerg player who's played against Roddy knows when you see a really shit wall from Roddy, don't attack. Any other player, go for a Ling Flood, go for a Beamos for Roddy. He shows you this, and then like right when he knows some sort of attack would hit, he'll build 2 cannons and 2 batteries walling it off, and you're like, what? Who does this blind? And Roddy's like, it was a trap, man. You're like, this is so ridiculous. Roddy has some of the funniest walls out there. Cat's there asking for caster tips, getting a bit of coaching from Maynard.
I think it's Alt F. I can't remember. It switches to like default colors or whatever your first person vision is. I've forgotten.
There's a button next to the minimap when you're playing, but yeah, if you're on one of these special interfaces, you obviously don't
Yeah,
have
if you have
those.
WCS 3.0, you have to use the hotkeys.
I'm on Game Hut. You're using WCS, aren't you?
Yes.
This is, of course, Roddy's Resonating Glaives. Roddy's permanently salty about how I insult this build because he hits 3 minutes later than most pro gamers with Glaive Adepts. He's like, what? I'm like, it's fine. It's a good build. It's confusing. Zergs don't know how to play against it. He's like, it's not that late. I have a better economy. Other players cut probes. I don't. I'm like, it's fine, Roddy. There's nothing. I'm not insulting it. I'm just saying you hit a lot later. He's like, but it's really good. This is like, literally, we've had this discussion 46 times every time we're casting an event. I'm like, I'm not insulting you, Roddy. Just pointing out it's a lot slower and it forces me to play very different against it. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying I have to be what would be considered greedy against a normal quick Glaive Adepts because you normally don't use Glaive Adepts until over a minute after it kicks in. As you can see here, most players shade into the mineral line at this moment as the Glaives finishes. He's just leaving his base. Very common for Roddy.
Yeah, they're on the way here. TLO's got a lot of lings out in the map. These Adepts have Resonating Glaives. Do you go for this round? I feel like you don't. Yeah, TLO pulls the lings back.
This has already succeeded. He's just forced him to build a lot of Zerglings. He's going Roach Warren and Bane Nest. And Roddy's got a pylon in the top. Ooh. Another gateway goes down as well. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gateway Adept. So he's thinking of doing a timing attack follow-up. TLO going Carapace, Melee, Roach Warren, Bane Nest. Like, TLO plays strange, man. Like, Roddy has weird builds. TLO also has the strangest builds. I'm like, when was the last time someone went Carapace in this matchup? Like, what? Is that for the Queens versus Phoenix? Or...
I actually have no idea. I'm like, is it? He's going 1-1. I guess just 1-1 upgrades for his ground armies. The Lings are maybe a little bit stronger. And the Queens, of course, benefit, like you mentioned as well.
I mean, it doesn't really help Lings versus anything, right? Against
like versus Adepts, no, absolutely not. Like they'll still.
It'll counter the +1 attack on Zealots, I guess.
I guess.
But it's just one of those ones. Like obviously it'll help Queens and Overlords against Phoenix. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, a ton of Adepts. Adepts on the bottom, Adepts on the top, and Roddy just waiting for his moment, man. He's just waiting for his moment. There's Banelings and Lings on the bottom, but only 3 Banes. If Roddy doesn't come in and look at this, he's even got like scouting Adepts that go in first. He wants to pull him out of position and then hit with the rest. We've got Adepts coming in from multiple angles right now. Phoenix coming to pick off a Queen. Roddy is about to explode in from multiple sides at once. On the bottom side, a terrible fight for TLO. The Adepts shredding the Zerglings, and Adepts hit the natural at the same time. This is a really rough situation for TLO.
The Banelings at least connecting with the Adepts at the third base, so they're going to go down. Banelings also trying to connect with those Adepts in the natural here. Roddy's Adepts, I feel like, are going to get cleaned up mostly fine here. You know, he actually didn't kill that many drones.
There's a lot more Adepts coming in behind this. TLO needs to build more Roaches just to make sure he's got this on lockdown, because this isn't all-in. Essentially, it's just Phoenixes and Adepts. Like, he's got to do more damage. Killing the 4th would be the minimum. You really want to kill 10, 15 workers here as well.
He's cut probes here very deliberately. Rotterdam, he's spending all of his money. Actually, he could afford probes as well. He's got a little bit of money in the bank, but it's just Phoenixes, it's Adepts getting shaded in. TLO, though, is getting those surrounds. Those 1-1 Lings with the Banelings, or rather the +1 attack Lings, are just cutting through. And now we have... Oh, pause here from TLO. Oh, damn.
That's weird.
Is it me?
Wasn't lagging. My ping's dead stable. That's probably the wiring in the mouse. Yeah.
Okay.
It's probably been jerking it around the table a bit too much or something. The Phoenix is still good, but there's a lot of spores. So he is going to take damage each time the Phoenix dive on these mineral lanes. Does take out a bunch of drones. Loses only 1 Phoenix here, and Queen as well. Almost gets the Overlord.
The Phoenix part of it, I'm loving it. It's just that the Adepts feel like they're kind of washing against the rocks, you know, like they're not getting what he wants out of these Adepts. And the Adepts aren't free, 100 minerals and 25 gas apiece.
Well, I like that TLO is making more Banes. He actually needs to make a lot more. Because this is the point where you're like, the attack's washed up, but TLO can see the fact that there's no third. And that's what Roddy's missing right now, is he's so slow going for the third. So TLO's massing spores and making more Ling Bane right now, and he's making 2-2.
Dead, I think.
Ooh, yep. Is it enough, though? How many Banes? We got 4 Banes, 5 more on the way. The Zerglings, he wants to trap him. He wants him to commit. So TLO's trying to bait this in, but he can't really get a surround there. Speed Banes, though, very good versus Adepts. Oh!
Rotti goes for a little bit of split there, mitigates some of that splash damage, but of course, just too many lings from TLO. He is going to rip all those adepts from existence. And Rotterdam is just going to tap out with a GG, having not really a whole lot to fall back onto. It felt like he maybe could have stuck around a little bit more in that game, but it wasn't looking amazing just because he just was losing so many adepts for not a whole lot of utility.
Yeah, he didn't want to be the goddamn stupid knight from Monty Python, you know? He's like, no, it's more than a flesh wound. Like, you've got 2-2 upgrades and Bane speed almost finished. I killed a hatch, but, you know, you've just got so many more tools than me, right? It's like, I can't even secure a third base ever unless I'm going to defend unlimited waves of Zerglings with Phoenix lifting lings. And I'll tell you, when Phoenix are lifting lings to defend your third, you're already dead. It's a bad spot to be in.